holes. One is female tibia, right tibia, okay. The single bone, they say it is a crack. There is a crack in the single bone. There is a crack in the single bone like that. Then the chief doctor came and he told me to take a CT scan. CT scan. So CT scan means CT scan, MRI scan, magnetic resonance, MRI scan. So what they did is our whole body they will insert in the machine. One machine will be there and we will be sleeping here and they will tie with the belt and all and the entire
Yes,
body
ma'am. I seen it, ma'am.
our seen and movie. Magnetic magnetism, we will respond to the mission. We will respond to the mission and in such a way it will take some photographs and it will get a clear information where the crack is there. And what that ordinary, that daily, what is it, OP doctor said, what he said is he said a crack in the single bone. But after taking that MRI only, we came to know there is a crack in means ball and socket. Ball and socket means one, you have studied in class 6, no, body movements. Yes. Ball and socket itself, there is a crack. We didn't know that is a crack in the ball and movement. We thought it is a crack in the single bone. Okay, so this MRI, why, how it is responding means we are having a magnetic force in our body, so we are responding to the machine, and in turn we are utilizing the importance of a problem, that is depth of the problem we can easily find out. Okay, so we are using a magnetic force to find out the problem. That is the depth of the problem we are getting to get it, and I underwent operations. Okay, so this magnetic force not only in medical field, in other field also it is playing a major role. So magnetic force we are using it medical field a lot, and sometimes what will happen means in your eyes some iron fillings will go unknowingly it will go and it will give some irritations. We will not know that it is iron fillings. You will have that redness in your eye, and water will always coming throughout that, and you will feel uneasiness in your eyes. When you go to the doctor, he will say some dust is there. What first they will take that magnet and they will make roll around your eye. So what will happen if any iron pieces is there? Means slowly they will pull it out. Normally the welding person will have this problem. They are making that this grill gate and all they will make, no, you can see on the roadside they'll use that fire, no, or yes, yes, so that since they are daily they are holding that iron pieces, no, big iron pieces, iron rods only, then at that time they will have lot of problems in their eyes, so that people and all will be cured by eye doctor using magnet only, using magnet. So the magnet, what is magnetic force? When you say means what you can say. The force exerted by a magnet is called a magnetic force. Okay, and one important thing is it can even act from a certain distance. Also, it will act. No need to act very close. It will be acting from a certain distance. So where it will be acting? It will be acting on iron object, steel, nickel, cobalt, and all these things. And in the case of copper, wood, and all, it will act. Will it act?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because they are not magnetic materials.
It is only in iron, steel, and nickel and cobalt. Okay, now we know that. So magnetic force is the scientific derived the force exerted by a magnet is called the magnetic force. The force exerted by a magnet is called magnetic force. In simple sentences you can make and write. Only the information should be clear. Concept should be clear. It can even act from a distance. Second point, it can.
Ma'am, it's magnetic force, ma'am.
It can even act from a distance. It can even act from a distance. And whom it will act? Exert a magnetic force on magnet. Exert a magnetic force on objects made of steel, then iron, cobalt, and fourth point, it does not exert force on copper. It does not exert force on copper, rubber, that kind of glass, glass.
Ma'am, I am having a doubt, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, this copper industry, some sterlite, no, ma'am. Why they are not? Some cases there, no, ma'am. Why it's there, ma'am? I don't know what is that, ma'am.
What is the reason? What is the reason? Actually, what is it? Yes. Copper we are extracting from copper pyrites. Copper pyrite is it is a ore. Ore means what you call it as ore means suppose in our ground you are imagine you are in KV ground. Some construction is going on for Saranga. At that time they will dig the holes. When you are digging the holes, if you see that sand is different color, somewhat different structure is there, means you will take that material and you will go for testing the soil. When you test the soil, suppose if the soil is rich in copper means we will rich in copper and we will check it how much area that copper is present in the KVIAT ground. And after calculating that money for labor and market selling price of the copper, if you feel if you take the copper from KVIAT ground and if you are getting a good amount of money, that is in crores and crores, if you are going to earn it, it means then we will call it as a ore. We will call it as a ore. Otherwise, if it one second, let me complete. Once if it is taking out and if there is a loss means we will not call it as a ore, we will call it as a mineral. So mineral means element will be there, but we cannot get it profitably. Whereas ore means element more it will be present and we can get it in a profitable way. Then we will call it as a ore. In sterlite, they are using the copper pyrites ore, and the copper, what is the one of the byproduct in the sterlite is sulfuric acid. So when they are roasting that copper sulfide ore, they will get the sulfuric acid. The sulfuric acid is a danger. It is a storage problem for the sulfuric acid. They are storing in tons and tons. Metric ton they are storing and they are supplying free sulfuric acid to many industries. In turn, they are not able to give it to other factories because they are not having the storage tank. So what they are doing, they are simply they are storing in the sterlite plant itself, and it is started oozing inside the soil. So it is creating a lot of health problem in the people. That is the reason.
Thank you, ma'am, for explaining.
Next.
Ma'am, is copper pyrite the only ore from which copper is extracted, ma'am? Because I have studied like copper glands, copperite, and then
Many ores are there. Actually, many ores are there, but in Tamil Nadu we are not having the copper ores. We normally the plant big industry they will construct near the seashore area only, where the port is there. That is very not even seashore. Port is there because they have to bring the ores in ships. In ships only they will bring it. Okay, so for example, when I was working in Donimalai is actually deep inside Karnataka from Bellary. You know about Guntakal? Anybody heard about the Guntakal? Guntakal, you know. Okay. From Bangalore, one night journey is Donimalai. The Donimalai is a place where fully discovered the mountains. It is like a Tony. Tony means like a boat shaped like structures. Now, center plain area will be there, fully surrounded by mountains. The mountain is rich in iron. So what they will do means we can hear from the school itself. We can hear that they will have that bombs and they will blast the mountain and the big rocks will be rolling and they will crush the rock and the rock will be converted into powder, and through the conveyor belt the powder will be loaded in the goods train. Everything we can see from the school itself, from primary wing itself, we can easily find out how that the conveyor belt is coming, how it is loading in the goods train. So then the goods train will go to Tornagal, from Tornagal to Visakhapatnam, from Visakhapatnam to ship, it will go to many places where that steel industry is working, and even it is exported to Japan also. So mainly that ore will be present in one area, but the industry will be in other area. So why the people of Thoothukudi is shouting means why we have to suffer like that? But it is giving lot of opportunities. Closing the sterlite is not the solution. It's not the solution. We have to find out the other alternate what are the problems people is affected, and how to remove the chemical, that we have to find out. Before, when we are studying in school age, that time Ranipete, you heard about Ranipete?
Yes, ma'am. In Vellore.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I went over there, ma'am.
Yes.
To the place.
Like you people are here now. You have heard about the sterlite, that even that shooting, that and all you can see. When we are in school days, I was always in news we can hear about Ranipeti only, because lot of tanning industry was there. Lot of tanning industry was there. In tanning industry, they use the chromium. Chromium is a very important element for remove that hair, no? Hair, we say that hides from the leather. So it is very, very important, and it is poisoning many people, and people are suffered due to that chromium poisoning. Okay, and there was a lot of problem, but it was sorted out by IIT Madras only. IIT Madras only, they have set a plant to remove the chromium waste from the factories. So like that, any solution should be sorted for sterlite also. Okay, we'll
Ma'am, one more doubt is there, ma'am. Ma'am, in now in Telangana, some gas was released, right, ma'am? What is that, ma'am? Yeah, ma'am. Why it was like that, ma'am? It was poisoning many people.
Ma'am, it was a gas leak, right, ma'am?
Yes. That is due to pressure difference. It was not operated for 1 month lockdown, no. So it was pressure was built up, and it was bursted. It was bursted.
Ma'am, the solution is
Previously, now Telangana, previously in Bhopal one tragedy was there. Bhopal, we will call it as the Bhopal tragedy. Bhopal tragedy.
Yes, ma'am.
As the train will be there.
Many people were dead, ma'am.
Many died because that released gases methyl isocyanate. Methyl isocyanate is cyanide itself is very dangerous chemical. Cyanide, why it is very dangerous means it will go and affect the hemoglobin. In hemoglobin, we have iron pigments. We have iron element. Hemoglobin, you know where it is? Hemoglobin.
Ma'am, the red cells, RBC.
In RBC, we have the pigment, hemoglobin pigment. In hemoglobin, we have this central metal iron surrounded by protein molecules. Whereas this iron is having a very good attraction towards oxygen, towards the carbon dioxide, towards the carbon monoxide, towards the cyanide. So when cyanide was inhaled, that all the cyanide will go and catch the iron. Okay, so the iron will have very good friendship, so it will have a very good bond formation will be there with the iron, with the cyanide. Then when you inhale, oxygen will go inside your lungs, and that lungs, through the lungs, blood vessels will taken to the cells through the RBC only. So this iron is not leaving that cyanide, so that oxygen cannot form a bond with the iron. So we will not, the oxyhemoglobin formation will not be there. So the blood will not carry the oxygen to the cells. So if it is not carrying for 2 or 3 seconds only, not even minutes, seconds means the cells start dying. When the cells die, when 5 or 6 cells started dying means then tissue will get damaged. When tissue starts dying means then organs failure. Organs failure means system will be collapsed. So this methyl isocyanate, what is released in Bhopal tragedy is a simple one small exercise they would have done means a lot of lives will be saved, because that methyl isocyanate is soluble in water. If they heard about the gas leakage, what they can do means they would have just tipped the dupatta, because people in North India they wear always covered that head, you know. Whereas South India only we will not cover the head. Whereas North India they will always cover the hair. So what they can do means they can just dip that water, and if they close the nose means they would have saved the life. But the simple first aid trick was not educated to the people. That is very important. Even when you become after 10 years or 15 years, you become a entrepreneur. You will become you will start a company. So you will start a factory. Means first thing you can educate the village people. Where you are constructing the factory, that you have to tell. Something happens means you have to do like this. You have to do like that. First you have to educate them. That is very, 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 very important responsibility of a factory manager. Okay.
Ma'am, and one more thing, ma'am. In that strategy, also many people lost their eyes also, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes.
So does that mean they will become blind even if they save their lives?
Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Now shall we go towards our next topic? So next, for magnetic force, we can write some of the examples. And the muscular force is over, magnetic force is over. Now we have to write some example for magnetic. Example, you can see that the magnetic strips in the refrigerator, your box, pencil box.
Magnet.
Ma'am, magnet train, ma'am.
Magnet train helps magnetic strips.
Ma'am, even the earth. Ma'am, even the whole earth has a magnetic field.
Refrigerator. Refrigerator door should be tightly closed. Why?
Ma'am, it's because, ma'am, sometimes it happens in my home too, ma'am. Sometimes we don't close the door that much tightly. So because of that reason, what happens is that what the cold would be, right, we just rush out. So because of that reason, there'll be water coming out, ma'am. So all the food, yes, yeah, ma'am, it will just leak out, like it will just melt and leak out.
Okay,
So
okay.
all the food gets
We have
spoiled.
maintained the temperature. Okay, next, very important, very, very important. One more. What will happen if the door is not open tightly? Is the door is not closed tightly?
Fungi, ma'am.
Yes, microorganism immediate attack on the food materials what you have stored in the fridge. Then there is no use of the fridge. Next one is another one is the power of electromagnet. You know what is electromagnet?
Yeah, ma'am. The magnet which will be temporary which is created because of electricity.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we call as electromagnet.
What is electromagnet? I will tell you a simple example. I will take one. I will take one screw. Okay, this is imagine. Not looking screw. Right. So this is an iron nail. This is an iron nail. Okay. This iron nail is there. What I will do is I will take one small wire. I will connect. I will wind it over this iron nail, right? And one more copper wire. I will wind it here and I will bring it to this to a battery, to a small cell battery. Okay. So if I touch this two wires here, what will happen? This iron nail will become a magnet. It will become a magnet because the current is flowing. Current will start actually from cathode only it will start flowing. Electrons, but we will represent that current is flowing from the positive to the negative. That is conventional way of measuring. Actually, electron flow will be electron flows will be there. The flow of electron only will call it as electricity. So the electron flow will start it from the negative terminal and it will go to the wire and it will go through the wire. Iron is because iron is a very good conductor of electricity and it becomes very positive. It is moving the time, it is creating a magnetic field in the iron. Okay, so until the current is there, this iron is will act as a magnet. When I remove this wire, when I remove this wire from the battery, it will become an ordinary iron nail set. So by the help of current, we can convert a iron object into a magnet. That type of electromagnet.
Whole class made electromagnet in the 7th class, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And the whole class made electromagnet.
Only it works, ma'am. Well, for others it works well, ma'am.
Yes.
And for us, we made a Rayleigh signal using an electromagnet.
Ma'am, the cycle bell they experiment Ma'am, we made a school bell using electromagnet, ma'am.
Very
I don't know.
good. Using electromagnet, railway signal using electromagnet. Then see, lifting a heavy object from the ship. Suppose unloading the ship, they will use the electromagnet. Big containers will be there in the ship.
Even junkyards, ma'am. Even junkyards for separating the iron materials.
Yes, ma'am. To scrap iron objects from the heap of waste. Yes, very good, very good. So we will write some one or two sentences about electromagnet. So electromagnet is used in electric bell. Is used in electric bell then railway signal, then remove the junks from that only is it the Brahan?
Yes, ma'am. To remove the heats of junk from iron materials, magnetic materials.
Scrap iron, you like remove scrap iron from
Yeah, ma'am. From other wastes.
waste material, from a heap of waste material. Okay, then what is the other thing here? And download.
Trains, ma'am. Like in Japan, they use electromagnetic force to leviate it, ma'am.
India?
Ma'am, we already made MATLAB, ma'am.
Okay. Download the containers from the ship. Okay. So this is electrostatic. This is magnetic force. Okay, today we talked more about other points and all. Anyway, now next class I will. Today I thought I can complete up to gravitational force. Anyway, next class I will teach with electrostatic force and gravitational force. You try to get some of the information regarding this electrostatic force and gravitational forces. So next class we'll have this discussion. Now Hasini will take over. Hasini, you can start your activity.
Yes, ma'am. Hello everyone, I'm Hasini. So today I'll be performing an activity based on force and pressure. So let's start. Here I've taken a syringe to perform my activity. I'll start by, for example, when I push the syringe piston inside it, I'm able to push it to certain extent, but not more than that. See, this is because the pressure in the volume inside, when I don't close this ending, the atmospheric air pressure and the air pressure inside the syringe is the same as it flows. But when I close this, the outside air pressure and inside air pressure is not the same. So when I reduce the volume, the pressure increases. So as a result, at one point of time, the pressure is really high where I cannot push it further. It pushes the piston outside. So now I'll do another simple activity. Now I keep the syringe in a closed position. Now let's close the end to arrest fluid into the syringe. Then let's pull the piston away. You see, it's not easy. In fact, I'm not able to pull the syringe beyond a certain length. If I remove my hand, that is the force from the syringe, the piston immediately moves into the gap. Why did it happen so? Let's try to understand. When the syringe is in closed position, there is no air in the syringe. We have closed the end and pulled the piston. As a result, we have created a region which has lower air pressure than the air pressure outside. This is what we call vacuum. Since the pressure outside is greater than the vacuum, the piston moves readily inside if the force is removed. So creation of vacuum is not so easy as we have seen in the syringe experiment. I am sure most of you have taken a blood test. At that time, when the lab technician uses a puts a small hole in your skin using a syringe needle to suck the blood out, blood rushes into the syringe. Why? This is because the pressure of blood in our vein is higher than the atmospheric pressure. Fluids flow from high to low pressure regions, and hence the blood flows naturally into the syringe in the beginning. Several scientific experiments are done in vacuum, and hence such experiments are usually very expensive. Understanding the pressure and its influence on the matter in the universe is one of the most exciting scientific studies even today. Thank you.
Yes, very nice, very nice.
Ma'am, Nina stopped the recording, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. She's always doing the same, ma'am. Otherwise, she will record it, ma'am.
She'll record it and she'll stop it, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
This is not saved in your drive, ma'am.
Children, listen, if you have any doubt regarding her activities, then ask.
Mom, I'm thinking Moya is not at all in the meeting first of all, ma'am.
Hasni have doubt.
Yeah.
What is blended
Yeah,
text?
woman. Blended text.
Sorry?
Something she don't know. I don't know what she.
That is blood test.
Okay. Blood test. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Hasni went like the pressure in blood is very high, and then the pressure is in the syringe is low. So that reason it flows. And then you mentioned other point that blood is a fluid. How do you mention blood is a fluid? Because fluids are only liquids and gas as much as I have studied. So do you mean like blood is a liquid?
Yeah.
That's what my question. Because you meant blood is a fluid. So tell me about blood is a liquid or not?
See, Brihand, in my point of view, blood is it's a liquid. And obviously it's a fluid, right?
But
Yeah, I am. No, don't confuse with that and all. Because the same question, the previous standard we had in chapter about that. I asked the same question to science teacher. She said, no, blood is not a fluid, or just fluid are only liquids and gases, or it's neither semi-solid. Like that only she answered. That's why I had a question on this point.
Okay. Can I tell it to you the next class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any doubt? Okay. Very nice, Hasini. You have good attempt from your end. And if children listen, any activities done means you are keeping silent. Really, I'm very very happy. And when you're asking questions one by one, you can ask because she has to prepare mentally and she has to answer. No, okay, right? So she is also in a same age. Don't many of you 4 or 5 can actually do the panic. So wait one by one. You can ask and you can clarify the doubt. Understood. Next class, who will do the activity? See, I'm very sure, I'm very adamant in my work. If you are not completing this individual activity, I will not give good marks. So every month, every you can record it, you can post it. If you are not able to record it, no problem. I will give time in the class hours itself. Even if I take some other lesson also, I will give you time. But everyone should know how to do the activity lively and you should know how to explain it to your friends. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, children.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.